on robotics, AI, and automation in pharma. I will do some onboarding talk so that within 4 or 5 minutes, other people will join in and we can have a full audience for Dr. Ranjit's presentation. I am reminded here now of a South Korean incident recently it took place. A vacuum robo, which was doing its household chores, sucked the hair of a woman who was asleep. Well, that's scary, isn't it? And they had a tough time getting or dislodging that robo from the woman's hair. So these are the kind of things that may happen when robots are there. Well, all these sort of interesting insights only Dr. Ranjit sir can give us. So we have to be careful with all these smart looking people. So this gentleman is Sam Altman. He is the CEO of OpenAI. Very boyish looks, handsome looks. But this is the guy who started that Chat GPT. So
Yes.
I went to Chat GPT and asked a question. Will Chat GPT reduce jobs? So look at what Chat GPT had to say. I don't have the ability to directly reduce or create jobs. It could potentially lead to job losses in those areas. AI can also create new job opportunities. AI can be used to improve existing jobs and create new roles. The impact of AI is so complex and multifaceted, it's important for individuals and organizations to understand the potential impacts and take steps to adapt and prepare for changes in the job market. Wow. So he's neither saying this or that. So obviously, Dr. Ranjit sir has to shed light on what will happen. I also asked Chat GPT what will happen when robotics comes full fledged into pharmaceuticals. So he said, or she, I don't know. Chat GPT is human like intelligence, but whether it is a he or she, I still don't know. So robotics can automate various manufacturing processes, including drug formulation, filling, packaging to reduce the errors. In drug discovery and development, robotics can accelerate drug discovery and also screen the large libraries of compounds to identify potentially therapeutic value substances. In QC, again, things can be done faster, such as measuring the weight or volume of a sample with greater accuracy. And in the case of packaging and logistics, robotics can improve the packaging and logistics, like the process of picking and packing the drugs for shipment and so on. So this is Chat GPT Gyan for you. Well, here is interesting picture here. This is of a sculpture which you might have seen because most of you are pharma entrepreneurs who have been globetrotters. This is in Paris, and the sculpture is the thinker. So there is a nice cartoon based on that. That cartoon follows here. He obviously hasn't heard of ChatGPT. That is what the person is talking while seeing the thinker. So ChatGPT, is it going to remove the thinking from our trending? Let us see. So ChatGPT is basically a revolution. It took only 5 days for them to reach 10 lakh users, whereas Netflix took 3.5 years, Spotify took 5 months, Instagram took 2.5 months. This is the statistics which is available in common domain. Now there is also a talk about robots and job losses. So here is a cartoon. This robo developed by me is doing my job. I now need work. It's just a cartoon. The serious thing will be talked about by Dr. Ranjit sir. And here is one robo where the wordings are. Here's another AI startup looking for funding, although this one is little different. It looks like a cartoon, isn't it? But this next picture that I'm showing you is an actual picture where a Kerala startup sent a robo to accept the loan document from the bank. This is an actual photograph. It made a sensation in the media when they did this. So what happens to our thinking? Are you concerned about the increase in artificial intelligence? No, but I am concerned about the decrease in our real intelligence. This is also one point. Isaac Asimov, he gave some laws of robotics. These are fictional laws again. A robo may not injure a human being either through action or inaction. a robo must obey orders given by the human being, except where such orders will conflict with the first law. And the third law says a robo must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with first law or second law. Well, that is fictional because robo behavior is anything but this, I think. Anyway, I am reminded of this Choluteca bridge. It is called the bridge to nowhere. You see, in Honduras, the Japanese large heartedly built a fantastic bridge of very high quality. But Honduras is also vulnerable to various types of hurricanes. And after they had completed the inauguration of this bridge, there was a very large hurricane of high speed which changed the course of that river Choluteca. So obviously the bridge was not serving its purpose. So what does it indicate? That this is a bridge to nowhere. So I'm reminded, will this automation hurricane sweep away the current course of pharma activities? Will there be redundancy? Well, all these matters will be dealt with by Dr. Ranjit sir only. He is the well acclaimed personality on this. In the meantime, now is the time, Mr. Harish Jain sir, that we will have some pharma rocketry, which is the fun quiz. So the first question will come onto the screen. Mr. Harish Jain sir, I cannot see the messages. So only you have to find out and tell me the name of the fastest finger first. So I will
Sure,
pose a
sure. I'll do
question
that.
and the attendees should type the answer in the chat box. Don't type it in the Q&A. Type in the chat box. And in the chat box, the first answer which comes correct, the name chosen by Mr. Harish Jain will be the winner, and we will send a gift hamper to that person. So the first question is, what does the word robo mean? What does the word robo mean? The answer should come. Don't ask Chat GPT. Come fast with your own thinking. You can proceed with your educated guesses also. I think the answer should be coming in very fast and thick. Mr. Harish Jain, any answers?
Not yet.
You, you can
It's
read
it's
out the
it's looks
answers.
very tough. It's very tough.
Yeah, the first one is not a easy one, but the second one is. Let us see what answers are coming. Anybody has put any answer? You can read it
I
out.
think one is there, slave to humans.
Okay, you can give it to slave to. Okay, then
Mr.
any
Su
other answer?
a
Any?
machine which helps humans to do any work in easy and fast way. Then
Okay.
any automatically operated machine that replaces human effort. The machine works automatically. So which is the nearest answer you can
Yeah, I will flash
come
the answer. You only decide. It
to?
means work, servitude, or forced labor.
Forced
Servitude
labors. I
or
think the
forced.
slave will be I think a great nearest one.
Nearest one. So
So
what was the
Sudarshanam Srinivasan.
okay, I will make a note of it. So the
Mr.
name is
Sudarshanam Srinivasan, please, I will give you an email ID. Please send your name and address to that.
correct. So he will
One
be
sec.
sending his name, address, and phone number. So we will be couriering a gift to Mr. Sudarshan Srinivasan. Okay. The next question will be flashed on. Name the South Indian popular film actor who popularized the robo concept in a film. So the answer should be coming very fast for this. Harish Jain sir is watching keenly.
Dinesh Kumar, our Dinesh of Mahindra Labs, Rajnikant.
Okay, so he gets it. So
Yes.
Rajnikant, who played the Chitti role in Robo movie Enthiran. So that was a Tamil movie. So that is second winner, sir, is can you
Dinesh of
repeat the name?
Mahindra Labs.
Dinesh of Mahindra Labs. Okay, Dinesh of Mahindra Labs. He is the second winner of the day. Now let's go to the second, rather the third question. This is a sitter question. Whoever is knowing GK will be able to answer it. Name the first Indian supercomputer. We all must have read it during the 90s, particularly. This was a typical GK question. Name the first Indian supercomputer. Harish Jain sir is grimacing.
No, no, I don't know.
I knew the answer.
Is it
Okay.
Super Frame? Param Padma?
Param Padma. Param Padma is the right answer. Okay.
Dinesh again.
Oh,
Dinesh again.
wow. Dinesh, three cheers to you. Param Padma is the correct answer. So it is again Dinesh of Mahindra Labs. Smart guy, very fast in his thinking as well as answering. Now the
He has
last question.
recently become grandfather, so he's he has
Oh
to be
my,
fast.
he recently became grandfather. Wow, so he's not the young types. So he's very, very fast. Keep it up. Next question, which is coming up. This is a little interesting question for all of you. It will also be a learning. In 1970, a non-pharma company related to the construction sector purchased a supercomputer even before Param was built and used it to capture and process customer data, and this company is now the number one company in that particular sector. Guess the name of this listed company. So it is not a pharma company. It is related to construction sector. They were the
Asian
ones who
Paints,
purchased. Yeah, who gave the answer?
Adarsh Yadav.
Yeah, super. He is a gem of a guy. Correct. In 1970, Asian Paints purchased the first supercomputer in India, and he used it to process the consumer data. And that is how he could capture a lot of data and create excellent marketing strategies. So that is unique about Asian Paints and very interesting piece of data that I have given you all. So, thank you very much. So, we were all having wonderful fun, and a number of people have joined in. And now it is over to Mr. Harish Jain ji. He is the KDPMA office bearer of the day. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Harish Jain ji, I'll be just escaping and I'll be
Yeah, yeah.
just give me a moment.
Thank you, Sunil ji. Now I
Yeah, yeah.
request our chairman, Suresh Khanna ji, to kindly welcome the guests and the gathering and the audience.
Yeah, thank you so much, Harish. And at the outset, many thanks to Dr. Ranjit Barshikar for sparing time to enlighten the KDPMA members on the artificial intelligence and its usefulness to the pharma industry. And many of the things which I wanted to say was covered by Sunilji, so I'll skip it. But from my little knowledge on the subject, there are majorly three kinds of AI which can be useful for pharma industry. Number one, as Sunil had said, was manufacturing process improvement and short QC time, predictive maintenance, very important, predictive maintenance, and also less wastages and more outputs. The number two thing would be in designing new molecules, drug repurposing, and biomarker identification. Uh, Also, cost reduction in the drug trials, that would be also one of the very important things which we can come out. And then we come to the field of biomedical and clinical data. That is also, it will be very helpful in compiling those data. And then talking about diagnostics, by combining information from body scanning, patient biologicals, and analyticals, I think diagnostics is going to take a big turn in the diagnosis of many diseases. So, without wasting much time, may I now request Dr. Ranjit to take over for a detailed talk on the subject, for he's well known in the industry. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh Khanna ji. I think before he starts his talk, I will do a formal introduction of Dr. Ranjit Barshikar ji. Everybody can see the screen.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay. Now, Dr. Ranjit Barsikar ji is a CEO of QBD International and advisor to United Nations
Sir,
Geneva.
you please do the slideshow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. In a career span of 51 years, Dr. Ranjit has a rich and varied experience in pharma industry, especially in quality management, R&D, manufacturing, regulatory, US FDA, EU, WHO, etc. compliances. He's any champion is always, they say, is recognized by the awards. The major awards what he got is he's a quality champion gold topmost quality award by Government of India, Quality Council of India. He has received lifetime achievement award by International UNICEF Council USA. He has been recognized also as one of the 100 most impactful healthcare leaders globally by World Health Congress. In addition to 34 other awards, he was invited as a jury by Economic Times for ET Healthcare Awards 2022. Currently, he is a CEO, QBD International, which looks at quality by design, CGMP consulting, biopharma, pharma, United Nations MPP Geneva advisor since January 2019. He is a member of editorial board of Journal of Generic Medicines, England. He is an expert on quality by design, data integrity, CAPA and quality culture, regulatory and various other CGMP subjects. He is an expert auditor of formulations and API facilities and CROs. He has worked as quality expert with World Bank, Washington, USA. He has worked with Saudi Arabia FDA for generating regulations and training SFDA inspectors on behalf of World Bank. He has traveled globally to 70 countries and delivered 515 plus presentations in conferences as chairman or keynote speaker organized by various organizations like ISP, FDA, Marcus Evans, IQPC, IPC, CBI USA, WHO, ISO, UNOPS, Government of India, CPHI, FDA of Gujarat, Maharashtra, FDA, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, etc. He has addressed 104 webinars till date in last 18 months on COVID-19 and various pharma subjects. He has written articles and given interviews and published in various international journals like Pharma Manufacturing USA, Pharmaceutical Technology Europe, and Pharmaceutical Technology Asia Digital Version to mention a few. He was nominated as an IPA expert Geneva for new ICH expert working group Geneva on CTD QoS, served as member of IPA, IDMA, ISPE, Gujarat Council of Biotechnology, etc. He has worked as a faculty member of OPPI, IDMA, ISO workshops, and was member of GMP committee for API by DCGI. He has been on the advisory committee of SVKMS Bhanuben Nanavati Pharmacy College, Mumbai, DY Patil University of Pharmacy Colleges in Talegaon and Nerul, NM Satta College of Pharmacy at Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. He has been a mentor of Gitanjali University, Udaipur, student chapter of International Society of Pharma Economics and Outcome Research. He has worked with various companies like Pfizer, Sun Pharma, Leica Lab, Cancer Research Institute, Mumbai, and is retired as a Global Quality Head Vice President in 2006. Currently, he is a QPD CGMP consultant, CEO QPD Consulting and Advisor, United Nations, Geneva. Thank you. And over to you, Dr. Ranjit Barshikar ji. This is all yours. Now, to the audience, we will have a question and answer immediately after the presentation by Dr. Ranjit ji. So please don't type out the questions immediately. Maybe once after the doctor finishes his presentation, then you can put your questions on the chat box and we will try to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chipulkarji, Suresh Khannaji, and Hari Jainji for inviting me today to talk to the KD Karnataka Drug Manufacturers Associations. And it's my pleasure really to be part of this group for today's session on robotics and artificial intelligence. Before we proceed further, both Sunil ji and Suresh Khanna ji has made my job very simple, and in their as a preamble of my talk, and which is based on the what is AI, what is robotics, and so many other things, and in a fun taking say a few minutes talk by Sunil. Quite interesting, and this is in my last 105 webinars. This is the first time I am coming across such a initial preamble and then introduction. So it has been a quite pleasing experience first 25 minutes. Just to be rejoinder to what Sunil ji said about robotics, there is an interesting case which I read yesterday. In the United States, you must be aware that they have made robot as a lawyer. Okay, and when the lawyer, that robotic lawyer started arguing the or started contesting the case on behalf of the client, the opposite client raised a question to the justice that, sir, how can this robotic contest because he doesn't have a license? And the judge also was surprised with this observation, and he said, I agree with you. So this is going to be a big issue in time to come. Not only the robotics as a lawyer, but in various other areas, how they are going to be viewed by regulatory agencies worldwide. So it's great to hear to all three of you. And let me start my presentation, if you permit me now. And assuming that I have around 90 minutes of presentation I had prepared, but I can cut short or make it a little compact as well, because you have 5:30 time, right? So I have about 60 minutes. Okay, let me present in window. Here I am. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Moving it, right?
Maybe make it full screen.
Okay.
Yes, yes, it is full screen. It is moving.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
oh.
is full
Yeah,
screen.
yeah. Everything fine.
Okay, great. So let's move towards the subject as requested by Dr. Hariji to me, that about artificial intelligence and RPA. Now, this robotic process automation now is commonly known as RPA. Just remember when I use this short form. So AI everybody knows, but RPA is robotic process automation. And now I'm going to discuss with you its application vis-a-vis pharma needs. Okay. As usual, this is my disclaimer wherever I give my presentations in offline or online, that important is to take care of the copyrights, and prior permission shall be obtained if the contents of this presentation are to be used by anyone. So the whole idea is it should not be misused anywhere. We all know, my friends, about these projections of the Indian pharmacopoeia, even our Indian pharma industry, sorry, the given by the government as well and various organizations together. Look at the growth which is expected in another 2 years time. Another year's time we are going to reach to 65 billion dollar, and then in the next 6 years is going to be almost double, that 130 billion dollar. And this, when we want to reach to this figure, we need a strong strategy, aggressive strategy, from developing products faster, launching the product faster, and commercializing the products faster. So, and this whole process, though industry is aware of the regulations, requirements, the what are the guidelines required for the development of new molecules, as well as the ANDA generation. Uh, so we have to keep in mind, if we have to achieve $130 billion in next 8 years, we have to have aggressive strategy. And remember always, the global largest generic drugs provider is India. And we all are very proud of our achievement from that perspective. But we are not fully satisfied. We want to ensure that we want to be number one. And while moving towards that, we have to keep several things in mind, that we, while achieving the growth as expected, while anticipating this growth of $130 billion in next 7 to 8 years, Several Indian companies now have started investing in cloud computing, AI, ML, RPA, blockchain. ML is machine learning. And this is to modernize the supply chain, completely modernize the supply chain, moving accurate data collection in supply chain till the end point and accelerate the drug development and significant time for drug launches. So overall whole thing here, the industry is now realized that if we have to move faster, if we have to be accurate in the development, if we have to safeguard our supply chain, we have to move into the automations, and that can be achieved through AI and the blockchain and RPA activities. If you see, there is a document issued by FDA in 2017. I'm sure many of you have seen it or read it. There are few technologies mentioned as an emerging technology by US FDA. About 5 years ago, this continuous manufacturing, 3D printing, and artificial intelligence. So these things, sorry, these things are mainly picked up in this document by FDA. I am going to focus little bit, very little bit on continuous manufacturing, and then I am going to switch over to artificial intelligence applications in our pharma industry. Look at this, the slide which I am showing you now, my friends. As a continuous manufacturing, the biggest advantage we have, and this has a straight relations with the automations. Remember, because while doing this continuous manufacturing, we are moving towards ultra lean manufacturing activities. We are moving towards Six Sigma compliances activities, and from there, I'm sharing this picture of Novartis, MIT, that is Massachusetts Institute of Technology Center of Continuous Manufacturing, their tie-up, and this is the patented process activity. And this you will see from here. Look at my green arrow which I am moving. The thing is, these are intermediates loaded in the ultra reactor. There are several ultra reactors throughout, and these ultra reactors, lot of wherever chemicals are required for the reactions to convert these intermediates into artificial into the active drug substance, raw material, active raw material. So here we are generating active raw material. Remember this, we are manufacturing active raw material with the help of intermediates in the machine of ultra reactors, and the same where in this wherever various steps of reactions in API manufacturing, some solvents are used. Normally, lot of solvents are used in a standard procedures. So here in this machine, minimum organic solvents are required, and API is manufactured. The API is immediately being used to manufacture the tablets. Remember, in this machine, and all unwanted things are thrown out, and important things are going ahead for further reactions, and whole thing is that tablets are getting manufactured in same machine. So in continuous manufacturing, we are using intermediates to manufacture the API, and the same API is immediately converted to the finished product. And this is a key to the success, and this has improvised the stability of the product. This has minimized the impurity profile. The content of impurities have gone down tremendously. So the product has become more safe in continuous manufacturing. So this technology is being used today in the world, Several organizations have started using it. Some have started using it in API to begin with crystallization stage for continuous manufacturing. And slowly some companies are now using API manufacturing full process for the continuous manufacturing. Some companies are using the same technology to manufacture API and the tablet as well. For example, Novartis here. Similarly, other multinationals have also started this activity. And therefore, this continuous manufacturing is completely controlled by the quality by design concept, and this blue sky vision as defined by the MIT scientist Dr. Alan Myerson, uh, where I was lucky to have met him when he visited India, and we had 4 hours discussion on this whole technology, where he explained to me, and he permitted me also that you can always show these slides, which are though copyright, but this is nothing, no secret is out in this. So you can always talk to your audience by showing this slide. So we are into the continuous manufacturing process with the help of quality by design as well as process analytical technology, my friend. Without process analytical technology, it will be difficult to achieve the continuous manufacturing. So both QBD and PAT together helping continuous manufacturing successfully. So coming to our this artificial intelligence, we all know, my friends, we today also, and though last 50 years onward, we are seeing this scenario. We have several commercial pain points in India: increase in cost, delayed launches for various issues at the last moment, product recalls even though it is released and in market, and there are several quality issues. And the US FDA had done the survey onto this and had come to the conclusion that the issues of the product having a problem in United States, and which is creating shortages in US market, 60% of the issues are related to the quality of the product, and that is why they started working on it and issued the guideline as a quality by design and several other guidelines with the help of ICH, Q8, Q9, Q10, Q11, Q12, Q13, and now Q14 as well, which has been released in recent times. So all these is going to help us, the artificial intelligence in pharma, to ensure our process is very much efficient and automated, more accurate from the perspective of the decision making activities, from the data perspective, because today we are already having millions and billions of data points generated throughout the plant, and we are not able to tap it. We cannot tap it, that data which is existing today also, and where the artificial intelligence is helping now to the companies to connect all data points together and move forward for data driven decision process. And also the biggest advantage also will be there as a predictive analytics tool, that is for effective quality and process monitoring, more accurate design space in the quality by design concept implementation, timely launch, cost savings, and predictive quality analytics. I'm going to explain to you as we go ahead with this presentation. This is the document issued by, these are the two documents issued by US FDA. The left on your screen is the proposed regulatory framework for modifications to AI and machine learning based software. Now, this software is being treated as medical device. Remember, AI, ML related software as a medical device. So that is SAMD. And another, on the your right hand side, very recently this document has been issued by CEDAR, a US FDA, on artificial intelligence in drug manufacturing. And this is a discussion article. What they have in mind, US FDA, that what they think can be done as a discussion paper just a month before it is released. You can always access it, it is in public domain. In process monitoring, as per this latest discussion article by FDA a month ago, they say that artificial intelligence can be used for process monitoring and failure detection in your activity. Now, there are further advancement to this, which is already achieved by the industry, which I'll describe to you subsequently at that particular discussion point with some examples there. So the failure detection to avoid the losses, to give timely product to the market, to monitor the quality of the product, including the packaging quality as well. Also, the trends monitoring, the artificial intelligence is going to help tremendously to the companies to identify the trends related to the manufacturing deviations for root cause analysis, proactively monitor all the manufacturing operations for the trend generation. We mentioned in our process validation requirement that third step in process validation says that continuous process verification, CPV requirement. So that is where this is going to generate a lot of data to achieve the CPV compliances and predict the threshold for the effectiveness of the evaluations of CAPA. I'm sure you must be aware of this is this diagram which you are seeing on the screen has been circulated or proposed by ISPE globally from digitalization perspective, and what is their opinion in digitalization, why pharma industry should move in digitalization. That whole thing of Pharma 4 principles are now getting new enablers like automations, the end-to-end and vertical and horizontal integration. Now, predictive quality control. Remember, the quality predictive control or predictive monitoring, and obviously workforce 4.0, and also the knowledge management. So this is going to be very useful in monitoring machines, equipments, and computers in the plant, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is warehouse, whether it is quality control lab or quality assurance, as well as research and development, both. So whole activity of Pharma 4.0 is playing now a major role in the industry. So from that perspective, we see here a connected plant, data connected plant, data driven plant by the use of algorithms, intelligent control, and automatic data collection, as I mentioned to you earlier, to predict what will go wrong, what is likely to be go wrong, and when it will go wrong, when it is likely to go wrong, and how we can avoid. So this is a predictive analysis in Pharma 4.0 as an automated process control, my friends. And this Pharma 4.0 is tremendously supporting the monitoring of whole process. Again, I'm repeating this. Just remember, predicting what can go wrong, when it can go wrong, and getting suggestions from AI, what are the steps to avoid this. So this is very interesting, and it is helping tremendously to R&D scientists, manufacturing officers and managers, as well as quality assurance and quality control team to ensure the quality of production, reliability, and the complete energy monitoring or the use of energy at the site. So important is variability minimization, real-time release of the batch, real-time release. So what we are trying to achieve here in this concept is, as soon as batch is getting manufactured, simultaneously online releases are happening, and the peak will be when we tell that we don't need quality control sampling. At the same time, as soon as the last stage of manufacturing is optimized, your results of the batch is printed, and if everything is okay, and it will be released in SAP automatically. So it is real-time release testing. So that is the biggest advantage though PAT is going to help us here, that is process analytical technology also, to measure the particular step achievement. It is going to also increase the operational effectiveness, asset utilization, variation reductions. So all these are going to be tremendous benefit when we move towards artificial intelligence. Some of the, in various departments, how it is going to useful to the industry is in determining with accuracy which molecule might be hit and which one won't. It can, with the faster delivery of the messages, of the results, with the help of AI in drug designing as well as in drug screening. And recently, very good example I will show you just now. So there, the prediction of physicochemical characteristics, prediction of bioactivity, prediction of toxicity is very fast. And this prediction matches to the outcome as well, my friends. So you can see the tremendous benefit and support to the human being with the help of AI, though it is designed by a human being. So it's a tremendous support coming in from AI for the predicting the 3D structure of protein targets, predicting protein interactions. So all these are going to benefit tremendously from development perspective, and virtual screening of large number of compounds to evaluate the structures of the novel compound. Now this virtual screening automatically gives you a final data to the scientist in R&D that these are the results, this is where the person has to move forward, and which is the right candidate, which is likely to go through all the further challenges. So this is a tremendous benefit to the drug discovery department. This is the latest molecule antibiotic which has been developed with the help of AI, my friends. And this has been published in one of the journals, as you see at the bottom of the slide. This is a ML algorithm the MIT researchers have used, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. ML algorithm to identify a drug called helicin. This is a new antibiotic molecule, and this is very powerful molecule, and that kills many species of antibiotic resistant bacteria. And this helicin prevented development of antibiotic resistance in E. coli, while, for example, ciprofloxacin did not. So you see the top two green circles, that's the prevention of the development of resistance. And the lower bottom is a ciprofloxacin example. So why helicin is going to be a blockbuster of tomorrow? This is one of the example. Nowadays, several antibiotics are having the resistance, and within 2-3 years, they become ineffective. So now this new halicin molecule, which is uh, going to be of tremendous benefits and is taking care of all these antibiotic resistances in the body, has been developed by artificial intelligence, my friend. In clinical research, APA, Advanced Predictive Analytics, and this is what uh, our chairman, Dr. Suresh Khannaji, was mentioning in his preamble about identifying the candidates for clinical trials, remote monitoring, real-time data access. I have seen development of one clinical trial molecule myself in India, where whole time required for the complete clinical trial process has been reduced by almost half the time. The major advantage was identifying the volunteers within a week's time, which generally takes almost 6 months, and then further recruiting the patients in minutes, reading the volumes of the text and data in seconds. Look at this. It's a fantastic achievement. The AI is reading all the data within seconds, which we will take several months or year. Obviously, it is saving the cost and the speed of clinical trials, and which is most time consuming in the world. There are today also the clinical trials goes on from 3 to 4 years to 6 to 8 years minimum. So this comes down tremendously, 2 to 3 years max. So this is another biggest benefit to the organization in the clinical research area. In formulation development, uh, when I was going through a lot of search on this area myself, and I was so pleased with my research there when I found out these publications. There is a publication uh, from Indian University, Faculty of Pharmacy, Dharmsiya Desai University, Nadiad, Gujarat, who has developed this using artificial neural network tool for QBD. Look at the title of their publication. Tool for QBD in formulation development of solid dispersion of fenofibrate. Indian scientists in the university. CU Shah College of Pharmacy Research, Surendranagar, Gujarat, India. Jointly, they have done this. Similarly, in Istanbul University, for quetiapine fumarate tablet formulation design using artificial neural network. Another publication which is there, it goes back to 2012, where Indian scientists are also involved, like Dr. Anand Paradkar, who has developed a quality by design approach, application of artificial intelligence, techniques of tablet manufactured by direct compression. This is also interesting, and this was published in one of the AAPS conference worldwide in December 2012. So in pharma manufacturing, you see it is identifying the quality control issues, predicting the process bottlenecks in advance, and proactively suggest the corrective actions. So it may give 2, 3, 4 suggestions, but one particular suggestion which AI feels is most appropriate, that also it is marked accordingly. So look at these advantages, and but I'm sure it will not eliminate the human thinking process, uh, which was being discussed by Dr. Chiplunkar in the beginning in a interesting slide, what he mentioned. So this is a predicting the process bottleneck in advance and taking corrective measures to avoid the failures, to remove the bottlenecks. What a tremendous benefit, my friends, while using AI here. It identifies the anomalies, predicting the quality issues, and alert the staff to investigate only those batches which is most likely to have quality issues to save the time and resources. So proactively it identifies the anomalies, prioritize the compliant risks, and improves the operational efficiency. So this has a what our chairman has mentioned, Suresh Khannaji, about the predictability is the key also in pharma manufacturing while using AI/ML and RPA. The RPA, the tool has come in recent time, in last 2 years. Several Indian companies are using it. Companies like Sun Pharma, Cipla, DRL, that is Dr. Reddy's lab, Lupin, Piramal, etc. They have already started using it in phased manner, from drug discovery to supply chain for quality monitoring. There are also the regular systems like uh, MES and LIMS already in use. Now few factories are now paperless, remember, by using electronic batch manufacturing records, and which is strongly supported by RPA, that is robotic process automation. And this robotic process automation is for the review mechanism. I will explain to you as we go ahead. Let's take the example of Dr. Reddy's labs. Leveraging AI in documentation, manufacturing quality, smart SOPs. Also, they are using these algorithms to read and identify the intent of the SOPs and reduce the chances of human error while using the SOPs significantly. And now they have the vision of digitization across the value chain for the faster development of the products and correct process parameter for the golden batch from the quality and yield perspective, and developing the bots in the R&D, in manufacturing, in QA, and as well as business also. They are very much ahead, remember. And this whole information is in the public domain as well. Also, they are using it, the robotic process automation, for audit trail mechanism as on today. So robotic process automation is monitoring the whole quality control data every minute. If anything goes wrong, then they communicate or generate the automatic alert to the concerned people to address it quickly with own suggestions to the company persons. So tremendous benefit. So, and this RPA tool is a great mechanism to minimize or avoid completely data integrity issue, my friends. Remember this. This is a tremendous boon to pharma industry, which has our industry got bad name from 2012, around 2011 onwards, and we have gone through tough time paying heavily through the nose to comply for the data integrity. So when we talk of RPA audit trail mechanism, it reduces the pressure on quality assurance department, and human errors are eliminated completely. And it's a tremendous benefit to the organization. In Cipla, it provides real-time monitoring, coaching, and advice to the patients from healthcare perspective. So virtual clinical assistance to the doctor also, from the marketing of the Cipla to the doctors. And they are now also generating clinical data management system capabilities and data repository for data mining and the quality analytics for strengthening the efficient decision making or accuracy of their decision process. And this digital transformation is helping the in value chain of finance and all the department like finance, R&D, manufacturing, supply chain, HR, and customers communications as well to reach to the customers. And they tied up with the startup called Wealthy Therapeutics to support their own activity on artificial intelligence. Sun Pharma, look at the Sun Pharma's proactive approach. They have IRA Matrix company, which was made by them in 2011 itself. This is their own company to address the AI and automation perspective requirements as the time goes ahead. They developed this organization in 2011, more than a decade ago. For now, it is being used to predict the toxicity models, long-term toxicity, reducing to 6 months study cycle to 1 month or less. Look at the advantages. Whatever models are being developed by them, the predictive toxicity models, is reducing their time by almost 75 to 80% and translating into the savings in terms of time and resources as well as animal sacrifice. So look at the perspective of how this can be used, how our generic companies are using AI and automation strategies or predictive strategies for the benefit of organization. And this has reduced the need for animal sacrifice, provide boost to human animal research in line for various principles of 3R called in animal testing called reduce, refine, and replace. This is what they have defined as 3R. In manufacturing, you see on packaging lines, this is one example which I have picked up from the publications which I have given at below the screen. In tablet manufacturing, in the warehouse also, in store management, and in the actual packaging. So these on the top side, you will see in the figure 2, you will see monitoring each tablet any for defect, any defect in the tablet and sorting it out accordingly. In the figure 5, you will see the store management, and 6, any problem in packaging. These robotics are helping tremendously to avoid any defect in packaging also. Some examples of robotic hands which are used in packaging and filling lines. On the top left, you see the filling line where robotics are used. This robotic hand, this is the one which is I'm talking of, and this is for the laboratory purpose also. It can be used. You see the scientist is referring to that, and here on packaging line, robotic hands are being used uh, for a faster movement of the boxes or the product. These robots are ideal for when potent compounds need to be handled in isolated containment, so that this potent compound, human touch should be avoided. So robots are very effectively handling these potent compounds or molecules, so that they do not shed any particles like humans and achieve ISO 5 standards, which is a great advantage to the human from safety perspective. Look at this interesting example, how these robotic hands are being used by some people in India, in some organization. They wanted to do puja. Now, all the ladies are standing on one side, owner is also on the other side. He is putting flowers, but the puja plate with the light inside, lamp inside, is being moved in circular direction by the robotic hand. This is a very interesting application. In quality assurance, LIMS and quality management system, Pharma Q10, the AI is tremendously supporting to automate various time-consuming and error-prone manual inspection tasks. I explained to you robotic process automation to check all the data generated in quality control lab. So there is a smart quality which is coming out while using AI-enabled quality solutions towards the proactive quality. It also helps in internal auditing process as well in the organization and enables cost saving, productivity improvement, and standardization of quality monitoring process. And this has been really achieved by the organization, though today several organizations are having the LIMS and the QMS, no doubt about that, it is having. But AI is supporting these LIMS and QMS tremendously, even in predictability in the equipment performance in the quality control lab. If you are using HPLCs or any other equipment in the lab, it alerts the quality control team in advance about the validation, about the verification of qualifications of the equipment, validation, whether the procedures are validated or not. Automatically it checks everything, whether SOP is correct, whether SOP is latest, and the whole thing of testing and the procedures, the ensuring the analysis is done, is properly being done or not, give the alert to the company accordingly. And that is where quality assurance pressure goes down. Your quality control officers pressure goes down during the analysis. They are more comfortable today. In Novartis, the same robotic process automation is being used for audit trails. Uh, Various instruments simultaneously are handled by this robotic process automation, and it gives complete analysis of the data for if required for investigation purpose, uh, from metrics, logs, and events perspective and application which are coming out, and anytime a signal detection which is there for alerts or any web access or online reports which are generated is tremendously helpful through the help of robotic process automation. In complaints handling, it is analyzing the data completely, description, historical data of the product, structured or unstructured data it identifies, and then recommends the severity on the complaint to the quality assurance team. So the alerts and urgency is important, which is coming out through AI. It gives also the remedial suggestions. Look here, my friends. So predictive and proactive decisions are helping, and in future, it is now going to give, with the some modifications coming in now, in another 8 to 10 months time, it is going to give suggestions also to the quality assurance team what to do now, actual during analysis. This is one example of this artificial intelligence tool. On the top, you will see this normally how the people are handling kappa process. On the left hand side, one investigation style going through the uh, company's own ABS and LIMS system, and on the other side is the contract manufacturing companies and other activities which are there with the help of the LIMS to monitor the complaint scenario. But today, now with AI tool, all the data which are generated, now you see the lower portion of the slide, the green, light green pista box, the plus sign will show you the data which are picked up, which are not untapped on the upper portion of the slide. So these data are completely collected by the AI tool, and actual analysis of that is communicated to the quality assurance team, based on which these decisions are made. And the objective here was to find correlations that are likely to give us information whether are we getting to the root cause, or we need further information? Blockchain is a pharma supply chain. So this is a completely, you may be aware, many of you must be aware, these are blocks connected to each other and not easy to hack, because whatever block, one block has information, other block doesn't have. So there will be a tremendous excellent connection of chain of the blocks to each other. That is why it is called blockchain process, and which is giving a safe and easy way to share authenticated information across the organization. Several MNCs are using artificial intelligence. Some of their names are Novartis, Roche, Pfizer, Novo Nordisk, Sanofi, Bayer, Lilly, etc. These are the tie-ups which these companies have with the AI organizations. In manufacturing, to automate the batch release. So when we talk of RPA, robotic process automation, to automate the batch releases and generate audit trail data, and it AI enabled predictive maintenance. Now what is that? Predictive maintenance is reducing the machine downtime, avoiding the production disruptions, and loss of expensive materials. To take care of all these, predictive maintenance is helping. It tells us in advance what is likely to fail, as I explained to you in the beginning, and it reduces the operational costs. In manufacturing deviations, handling the manufacturing deviation, the company is using robotic process automations as well, with the help of machine learning, and with the help of human intelligence as well, supporting these kind of approaches of the deviation which are happening, to ensure that deviation is detected or it is analyzed by the AI, and all the data which are coming through, or the deviation investigation is complete. It tells you the report that now this is a kappa we are suggesting. The AI suggests the kappa also, and then it helps the as a dynamic process for a new data to constantly adapting to the identification of smarter kappa, and that is where it deviation recurrence is reducing, is breaking the silos, that break best practices happening in quality empowerment. Digital cultural changes are happening, and a faster investigation process, which sometimes a serious complaint may take 2 to 3 months for investigation, but this is very fast. Within 8 to 10 days it can resolve your root cause analysis as well. In MJ, it is though in very much nascent stage, it is reducing the production time, improving the drug safety and the quality during manufacturing. Also the Novartis, it is also identifying the manufacturing deviation with the help of trend analysis. Now here, their current scenario, which was there in Amgen, was non-conformance trending process, which was completely based on control charts and Pareto charts, which many organizations are having today. But with the help of AI, they are identifying much in advance that deviation occurred, a timely identification and controlling it. So enhancing the ability to identify the pattern of deviation and preventing the recurrence of that. Also, robotic process automation is now being used in sterile manufacturing, clean room operation, which is more advantageous as against to the human intervention, because of lot of foreign matters are getting generated due to the human presence in the sterile room. So the sources of contaminations are reduced a lot, because human element is a big concern there. So the RABs, which are fully automated, that is restricted access barrier system, the hydrogen peroxide decontamination of the entire clean room prior to each batch is normally being used. So reduction in the risk of drug product through the automation and robotics is one of the key area in sterile manufacturing in the clean room area to ensure the cleanliness, to ensure the there are no contaminants in the clean room, which is expected by the regulatory agencies for the safety of the product, for the safety of the patients who are going to use sterile products. GSK is using AR in their new aseptic design. They are already using it uh, and handling this cold chain product. And they propose to continue this for a longer period. They are also using Microsoft HoloLens, which I'm going to talk to you after this, for tracking the fake medicines in the market. AI is also a tremendous benefit. So identifying fake medicines with a machine learning tool of the AI is a big boon, and for that technology is paper analytical device, which is a pocket device you can carry to the site where the whoever has reported the fake medicine and check the medicines there itself on the spot whether it is fake or not. So this is one you see interesting the AI and I was talking to you AI tool as well as the HoloLens which are being used by the organization in manufacturing, engineering, healthcare, and education system. So here in our pharma manufacturing, this Microsoft HoloLens for precise, efficient, hands-free work, and you will see one example here uh, is being used by Corber Pharma in Europe, and they have developed a DMS which incorporating the AR system. Okay, and this AI tool is giving these employees a facility to improve the team collaboration. Now, they, with the help of these AR and VR, they are generating in the air the screen and to communicate the SME for any problem in production line or in quality control or anywhere in the plant, so that the expert can communicate on the spot to you. The expert doesn't have to come to your site of the problem. So here this HoloLens is being used by Corber Pharma for digitized documentation, reduced with deviation, maximized quality, and ready to use. And they are seeing 3D production manufacturing process through 3D approach to ensure everything is fine during manufacturing. Here I would like to show you another advantage of AI. Just it is 3 minutes video.
Now, it's a pleasure to be here in Las Vegas to present to you. Now, I get invited to do keynotes across the globe. And while it's easy for me to be here in Las Vegas, it isn't always easy for me to travel across the world. And even when I do, I can't always speak the local language. Well, what if neither language nor distance mattered for me to deliver a fantastic keynote? What if technology could help me be anywhere I needed to be and speak any language I wanted? Well, it can. We are bringing together the power of mixed reality and Azure AI services to create a truly game-changing experience. What you're about to see is an exact hologram of me wearing the same outfit that we recently captured at a mixed reality studio. And I don't speak Japanese, but what if I wanted to deliver my keynote in Japanese? Using Azure AI technology, I can translate my English into Japanese and train it to sound exactly like me, the same voice tones, those same inflections. Now we've brought this together, my hologram and Azure AI, to show you what's possible. So first, I'm going to put on my HoloLens 2 here, and then we'll flip in the room to a special camera so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to Mini-Me. There she is, my perfect holograph. And thanks to the power of HoloLens 2, she just floats right with me. I'm literally holding my hologram. So natural. Now she's a little small to do a keynote. So let's get her up so she can do full-size Japanese keynote. Render keynote.私たちは最新の複合現実キャプチャ技術を使用し、私のホログラムを作成しています。実在の人物をホログラムとして見たことがあるかもしれませんが、私が実際に日本語を話しているのが新しいのです。私は日本語を話しませんが、私の声とホログラムは完璧な日本語で話しています。これはニューラルテキスト読み上げと呼ばれる最新の人工知能技術、いわゆるニューラル TTS を使用しています。私たちは自分の声の録音を使用し、私の耳を聞こえる私自身の個人的な音声署名を作成します。日本語からフランス語、ポルトガル語まで話せます。今、この技術は私たちが働き、遊び、生活する方法に関して、世界中の国境や障壁を取り除くことができると想像してみてください。まさに SF が現実になるところです。As you can see, this is mind-blowing technology. And what you just saw was my life-size hologram, my exact replica, rendered here in real time, speaking Japanese with my unique voice signature. To do this, we use mixed reality technology to create my hologram and render it here live. Then we use Azure speech-to-text capability and English transcription to get my speech, then use Azure Translate to get the speech into Japanese, and finally applied neural text-to-speech technology so it sounded exactly like me, just speaking Japanese. And the most amazing part, all of these technologies exist today.
So this itself, this whole video was explanatory to you, self-explanatory, how this technology is being used for various purposes now, and this is going to benefit tremendously to the organization to achieve our Six Sigma future pharmaceutical quality as expected by US FDA, and they are going to stress upon this more and more as the time goes ahead. Future of AI in pharma is about 50% global companies plan to implement AI by 2025. And the future of pharma manufacturing is going to be predictive and prescriptive. What happened? Why did it happen? What will happen? These all the questions will come up and will be answered by artificial intelligence to ensure continuous compliance and the quality assurance. And therefore, the future of the pharma industry will be completely AI enabled, augmented reality, virtual reality. These are the several advantages of complete production plant control and error diagnostics in advance, likely errors in advance, production system safety and security, provision of required information at operational level, enterprise level. Therefore, virtual reality helps to decrease the design and production cost, maintain the product quality, reduce the time needed to go from product concept to production. And this AR and VR is definitely going to add a tremendous value to AI implementation in the organization. And where now look at the metaverse is the new technology which has come up. Look here, this is this was the marriage which has taken place in last February uh, in the south, where this was published in Times of India. The metaverse use the couple weds in virtual reality, real and virtual. Dinesh and Janaganandani Ramaswamy, they got married on February 6th last year, not this year. And their metaverse avatars below in this picture, because her bride's father was not there, his late father was available now to them through metaverse image. You see there, metaverse image of couple and along with father on the below side. So interesting. Our people are really intelligent in India, no doubt about that. So AI and augmented reality, it enables seeing production process virtually. To sum up in this one sentence, production process virtually is monitored by the AI AR, and a production person manager can sit in the cabin and virtually visit the all the rooms. He doesn't have to move out, and he can guide the team through the AI AR system. And therefore, when we talk of manufacturing operation from digitalization perspective, activities perspective, of capturing the data, storing the data, analyzing the data, which is fully automated and AI driven, is helping tremendously from the raw material to process to sensor data to manufacturing execution, and finally planning and decision making process at the after conclusion of the production control. So where we talk of Pharma 4, we started with Pharma 4 to Quality 4 now, and to Manufacturing 4.0 with the help of continuous manufacturing, 3D, PAT, and artificial intelligence. And when we talk of future, it is going to be fully robotics, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and data analytics. Now it is going to be Pharma 5.0, and which is fully the including the workforce of the future. Robotic workforce also will come into the picture in time to come. So we have to take care of the quality culture in the organization, and the flexibility and agility of the factory is going to improvise tremendously. So 3 to 4 decades ago, we were at the stage of quality by testing only, for which is called batch manufacturing, and testing only after the batch is ready. Then we moved to continuous manufacturing and quality by design today. And now smart manufacturing, that is quality by control. I'm not talking of quality control. I'm saying quality by control, that is a smart manufacturing for quantitative and predictive understanding of the product with the help of AI, and robust process design and operation, and other tools which are available to us now. And this is the way it has been predicted by McKinsey themselves in their one of the publications, that digitization and automation is going to transform the quality control in the lab and the manufacturing shop floor. So this is one depiction of their thought process, and there it is expected that distributed quality control is the last stage where we want to achieve online testing 80 to 90% and offline testing 5 to 10%. So then today's is 80% in the lab, 20% in manufacturing. So this is going to be completely paperless factory. Sanofi, this is one example of Sanofi, the factory of the future which they are planning. I'm going to show their one example also, how their connected plant, how does it look like, one just a depiction from there. This is a drug digital manufacturing facility in Framingham, USA, and they have received the Facility of the Year award in the Facility of the Future category from ISPE. So this is total automation in the factory, which is there in USA of the Sanofi. Look at this one example.
With increasing advances in medical science and innovation, complex medicines are set to become even more important in improving people's health worldwide. To keep pace with this shift, Sanofi is committed to ensuring our industrial capabilities are as innovative as the drugs in our pipeline. To enable this transformation, a €4.7 billion investment program has been underway over the last 5 years. The factory of the future will be digitally enabled. In the evolution of our plants, we will see the adoption of new connected and intelligent equipment, more sophisticated process technology, and solutions to augment operators with additional capabilities. It will allow us to deploy advanced data analysis solutions to further improve the quality, yields, and reliability of our facilities and optimize our inventories and logistic flow. This plant will produce monoclonal antibodies in single-use fermenters. All production and setup steps data will be documented in real time, resulting in a paperless manufacturing solution with electronic batch records, review and write-time release, and real-time process control. Leveraging 3D models from engineering and real-time data during the production process, it will be possible to optimize operations by using a digital twin, mirroring the real plant and enabling simulations of changes. Digital twin technology will also be used to train and prepare operators before the plant has been built. The first stage of the production starts with the upstream process, fermentation and cell amplification. For this, we use single-use bioreactors with disposable bags instead of a culture vessel made from stainless steel. Single-use bioreactors will change the way we operate and organize our facilities with a higher level of flexibility. All bioreactors are equipped with inline sensors to allow multiple measurements of various data and parameters. It creates a fingerprint of the process. Therefore, all procedural irregularities are spotted immediately and rectified to avoid any impact on the product's quality. Once the cells have been produced, the next step is to purify the drug. Again, all the necessary pieces of equipment will be closely monitored by a series of sensors that share information. A standard batch would thus create more than 3 billion data points from over 5,000 parameters for every single batch produced. That's a lot of data. It will all be transported by a reliable and high-speed network and a sophisticated storage and analytics infrastructure. Once the data has been analyzed, employees will be able to access its findings via a number of interactive screens located throughout the plant. Continual monitoring of data allows for a better understanding of the complexities of the production process. The ambition for Sanofi is to create a fully fledged and disruptive biotechnology sector, answering the demand for customized and high-quality products. A patient-oriented, flexible, digital and sustainable ecosystem. This is Sanofi's vision for its factory of the future.
So you see what is happening in the various multinationals, how they are moving forward for the totally automated plant, paperless plant. Pfizer in their Michigan facility is going to release this plant by 2025, fully automated modular aseptic processing technology. And it's a huge plant. It is completely digital and robotic plant for advanced capabilities of the vial filling, of sterile injectable products, and lyophilize and freeze drying products as well. So the need of the hour is embracing the modernization. Technology, the first come approach always there. And therefore, the whole purpose of embracing modernization is to develop a product which is patient-centric. Patient-centric, my friend. So we are transitioning from treatment to prevention, shifting priorities to create smart factories and development of the product and production processes by digitization. So the trends in pharma will be in another 8 years expected to be artificial intelligence, augmented and virtual realities, and robotic process automation in R&D, manufacturing, quality, supply chain, and regulatory and IP. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so much. I stop sharing my presentation now. One sec. I'm open for any rejoinders or discussion if you have any. Yes, please.
I think Mr. Harish Jain has some connectivity issue. He
Okay.
doesn't seem to be on the. It was a fantastic presentation. Now I have a doubt. Is it you who is speaking or a hologram? Fantastic it was.
No, I appreciate.
Uh,
But this is what we need to move forward. We may not achieve this today, but
yeah.
that we have to go in phase manner. I'm happy there are several generic companies, Sunil. They
Hmm.
are started in a phase manner already
Oh,
investment into this. I'm
yeah,
very happy
right.
with this.
That point about Sun Pharma having its own company for this is a real news. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, just a decade ago, you can
Decade ago,
invest.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm. Sir, I invite you to see the chat box because there is a question from Kaustubh Divekar. You can
Let
see there.
me see. Where is
Can you
the
see
chat
it?
box? Let me see the chat
The
box.
chat box is the first icon. Yeah,
Yes,
first
got it.
icon on
Got,
top.
got,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Got it.
You can see Kaustubh's chat there. Following
Sunilji, can you
up.
hear me now?
Yes, you are back. Please take over.
I think
You are,
my mic was off. That's the basic thing. I think you
no,
continue
yeah,
for next couple of minutes. I think there is a call from drugs control. I'll call. I'll be back.
yeah, okay, fine. Sir, there is a point by Kaustubh Divekar. Following up what you said in terms of AI used for prediction, what is your opinion on softwares like Boxer, which is used to determine optimal box size for packaging? Is it as impactful and will it live up to the expectation? Do you have any idea, sir?
I haven't seen the use of that, whatever
Mm-hmm.
he is referring.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm sure if it is being used,
Mm.
it has definitely benefits. And without that, nobody will do the experiments as well. So I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
this utility of that must be very positive. But I myself have not seen it.
Okay, right.
From Lupin.
Sir, you said something?
Kastub is from Lupin.
Okay, fine. Welcome to him. Sir, then Likit Jain, is he related to Harish Jain? I don't know. That's just uh,
Sunil,
uh,
I am afraid you have to read from chat box because my chat box is not opening at all.
okay, I'll read,
Oh,
sir.
Yeah,
Likit Jain is asking, my question is, since animal testing is a necessary evil during drug development, is it possible in future to completely eliminate animal testing by using artificial intelligence and robotics as well as virtual and augmented realities during this drug development process?
it is. It is very much possible, and two companies have already achieved, and they are talking to US FDA to get them approval for that. So they are
Oh,
completely eliminating use of animals.
oh, that is a very big development.
Yes.
When I did my MPharm in pharmacology, I had done all that pithing the frog and all these even dog testing and all. And recently, when I had been to JSS College of Pharmacy, Mysore, my alma mater, the pharmacology department looks like corporate meeting rooms. He said that the professor said there is no question of any animal experiments now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it will
so
definitely, and it is. I'm sure FDA will accept that because they are also interested in eliminating the animal usage for the toxicity.
yeah, okay. I don't know. Mr. Harish Jain's video is still frozen. I'm requesting Harish Jain. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, okay. Then please, you are
Your
the
picture is stuck
big
up.
boss here. Please take over.
No. Any more questions from the audience?
There are no questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
Some other time, the Harish, I would love to talk to your audience on process analytical technology, which is
Exactly.
really missing from any kind of discussions in the industry.
Exactly. I think one of the easiest and the most immediate advantage for even for any entrepreneur will be like if you can how fast you can automate your process, which
Yes,
ultimately decreases your cost. See,
yes,
what I have seen is any new thing, whether it's artificial intelligence, robotics, or machine learning, anything, there are
right.
two important aspects. One, you are looking at it should make the process efficient. And
Yes,
the second thing is economical. So unless you have the two factors in place, there'll be no acceptability.
absolutely,
As
absolutely. And the biggest benefit of AI is and RPA is it is going to be economical in the long run. Once you establish the things, the system, then it is moving very, very fast. Everybody is used to that. And it has a tremendous cost benefit. Tremendous cost benefit. One way is no doubt you're stopping the failures of the batches. You're stopping your equipment failure because everything is predictive analytics. You are minimizing your batch failures. You are minimizing your testing time for repeat analysis. You are minimizing OS in the quality control lab. So tremendous benefit.
I think
So
one question which I want to speak to Dr. Ranjit is, okay, this is on behalf of the whole audience. So
yes.
there is some kind of a confusion or a dilemma is there. Ki, when the process automation happens and robotics, all that happens, so are we going to lose the job? And in case, see, artificial intelligence and automation, whether you like it or not, it is going to happen. Definitely, because it's opening up a lot of opportunities for an entrepreneur and for the business is opening. So for a person who is working in any organization, what is your advice like whether he has to upgrade his skills or what is your advice?
See, what happens is no doubt for any change you need to upgrade the skills. No doubt about that. So same thing will happen in these automations. As far as the job is concerned, uh, there are fears expressed in several conferences, and the when you look at the total package, you will find the jobs are not going to reduce, but the jobs are going to be created more. One latest example, Air India ordering the 480 aircrafts, right, to the Boeing and Airbus. And the why France, the UK and US is extremely happy, and all of them thank to Prime Minister Modi on their teleconversation that US itself is going to generate 10 lakh jobs because of this order. Similarly, anything the industry is going to change, there are opportunities for IT specialists, there are opportunities for the training centers, there are opportunities for the technicians, there are opportunities for the suppliers. So there are tremendous advantages coming in. The more you start using, more products coming in, the more products launches happening, more business coming in, more factories are coming in, more people also come into the job in the organizations. Nobody would like to restrict to one factory only. They would
Exactly.
always like to expand. They want, this is a competitive world. And without quality, without the right business strategy, the organization is not going to survive. It's a highly competitive world now. So we have more we go into the automations, invest in capexes for automation perspective, more benefits. One example I will give you. HPLC, I remember in my Pfizer days in 1970s, I was with Pfizer, and that time there were no HPLCs in India. HPLC started using in Pfizer International in Brooklyn plant to begin with in New York, and then to other plants. And then it came, they suggested that India should use it. We purchased first HPLC in India in 1980s. And I was the first person to send for training to USA for Waters. Waters had given us that first equipment in India. So I had gone there for training for 10 days and came back, and we developed several analytical procedures which we circulated to 140 sites of Pfizer. Everybody complimented Pfizer India. And because time is reduced, accuracy of data is increased, the stability profile, impurity profile can be visually seen now clearly on the chromatograms, and whole thing is completely convincing to replace the existing conventional method. It did not replace any manpower. The manpower automation in HPLC is going to be further now. The AI supporting the analysis, robotics doing the analysis, but that will not replace the manpower. In fact, more and more manpower will be needed. The more you
Correct.
get trained in this area, more scientific personnel get trained in R&D, in quality control, in quality assurance, in manufacturing for these activities of automation. There are more and more opportunities. And fortunately, we are supported by the IT industry in India, which is one of the
Exactly.
largest. So
I always say, when you said about India, this kind of innovation in pharma manufacturing, analysis, drug discovery or drug development, and it has to happen in India, it will happen only in Bangalore, nowhere else.
very much. Bangalore and Hyderabad.
And I always see this is we always say that the Indian pharma business is going to reach around $130 billion by 2030. Not only that, we are going to reach $425 billion by 2045. And this kind of it can happen only, one is definitely by innovation and new drug discovery. Second is only artificial intelligence. How do you optimize or automize your processes, make it optimal with these kind of modern tools? I think if you look at many of the drugs, almost 90% of the drugs which are available in the market today, take whether aspirin, paracetamol, penicillins, and all, they were discovered when not even the computers were there. And
Yes.
today we have this help of this artificial intelligence tool, machine learning, and all that. We can have a relook at these older drugs and how we can make it much more better in terms of safety profile. Whether how can we reduce the impurities?
Yes.
How can we make
True,
it
true.
much more better crystalline nature? So
True.
these are the kind of some of the innovations which can happen through with all this kind of tools.
Yes.
And we always say that in case of a drug discovery, it costs something around $500 million to $2 billion to discover to launch a drug right from initial stages to the market, and we are looking at 10 to 12 years. Now with
Yes.
this, will it be possible? This is my next question. Will it be possible to do a drug discovery, say something like 3 to 4 years time, and you're looking at 100 to $200 million?
3 years.
Wow.
Imagine from 10 to 12 years to 3 years.
And this is as when you said that a lot of new jobs will be created, this is a God sent opportunity for India,
Yes.
because
Yes.
we are great in this kind of technology. And I think we as a pharmacist and we are the people who are working in pharma companies, if we can upgrade our skills, to become a kind of a multidisciplinary pharmacist. I think that is going to be a great thing what we are looking at.
True.
I think with that.
Yeah, in fact, sorry to abruptly stop you there. In fact, the startups for AI, AR and VR, there are more than 100 in India, and maximum of them in Bangalore. Can you imagine that? And they have already tied up with several multinationals and generic companies.
Exactly. Okay. Now I think there doesn't seem to be many questions from the audience. So coming to the vote of thanks, or maybe my concluding remarks will be, we are looking at artificial intelligence and RPA. I think it's going to, over a period of time, it's going to take over the whole gamut of pharma business, whether we are looking at manufacturing, contract research, drug discovery, whether you're one area what probably we have not talked much is on the marketing side, where Sunilji is an expert. And what we are looking at, the amount of data which every company, even a small and a medium enterprise company, has so much of data regarding the doctor's prescription habits and how the patient is behaving. So how to analyze that kind of a data will require a kind of artificial intelligence. It's not that only when you're talking about these new technologies, we are looking at those bigger companies. We are also, even the smaller companies will be required. So much of tremendous benefit it provides. So it's that the whole gamut of the pharma business is what we are looking at. And when we thought of this topic, I think the only person which came to our mind was Dr. Ranjit Barshikar, who can talk on artificial and robotic process automation. And we are happy today you took the time out, and we such a great insight into this whole subject. Although it's a kind of a dry subject, I recollect my days when around more than 3 decades back, we were still learning computers. And today it's a kind of a new change what we are looking at. And whether you like it or not, you have to embrace it. So I think this today's our webinar is going to be, I would say, more of a historic event in the Karnataka Pharma. And I'm sure I thank you, Dr. Ranjit Barshikar, for giving me such a great insight into what are the kind of possibilities what we have in this kind of processes, and we need to adapt it. Thank you, the great audience till the last who were there. Thank you, Suresh Khannaji. He had to leave a little bit early for welcoming, and we was part of this discussion. Last but not the least, this webinar would not have been possible. Such an interesting webinar. He always comes out with something new without the help of Sunil Chiplunkarji. He has been always a great supporter of KDPMA, and he's a MPharm or a doctorate in pharmacology, and always a low profile, humble person. But he's a treasure for any organization. Thank you, Sunil Chiplunkarji, and thank you very much. Thanks, audience, being part of the whole discussion. Any questions are there? Please send to us by email, which I shared to you sometimes back.
Sure.
And Dr. Ranjit Barshikar will be helpful if you can share your presentation so that we can, if possible, we can circulate to all our KDPMA members. Thank you. Thank you for being such a. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Congrats, Harish Jainji.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Rupa, you can stop.
Yes, sir.